speaks of foolishness as something desirable in order to enjoy life. That would sound counterintuitive on the face of it. We don't want to be foolish. We all want to be smart, wise people, intelligent. But in order to enjoy life, sometimes you have to forget the wisdom and the intelligence and just be in the moment, be a little bit foolish. Indulge me a moment while I delve into Urdu Shairi for an example. The poet says, अच्छा है दिल के पास रहे पास बाने अक्ल, अच्छा है दिल के पास रहे पास बाने अक्ल, लेकिन कभी कभी उसे तन्हा भी छोड़ दे. Simply translated, it means that it's good to have wisdom along with the heart, but once in a while it should leave the heart alone as well. Do you know any great stories that start with the phrase, I was well rested and sober? You don't, do you? But that doesn't mean that alcohol is the answer to be happy. Intoxication can be of many kinds. For me, when I'm with friends, I have a sense of euphoria. I feel that happiness, that kind of intoxication without drinking anything. There was a recent movie in Bollywood called Satya, and there's a character called Bhikhu Matre. And he made this line very famous, this dialogue of his where he says, Mumbai ka king kaun? Bhikhu Matre. Which means, who's the king of Bombay? And that's kind of how I feel when I'm with my friends. Feel on top of the world. Don't need alcohol for that. I feel my inhibitions lowered, my courage is up, and I feel this sense of euphoria. The only difference with alcohol is that I can still walk in a straight line, my speech is not slurred, and I don't see double. Another example of a happiness, a pure joy, would be a child's play. A child doesn't worry about having a conference call in the morning or a board of directors meeting or thinking about how his stocks are doing on the stock market. He is only engrossed in the moment, whatever is in front of him. It might be a rock, it might be a pebble, it might be a very expensive pearl. It doesn't matter to him. For him, everything is a thing to play with. It's just a toy. And if you want to play with a child, you have to be at the child's level of silliness. Let's suppose you visit a friend, and the friend is in a room and rolling on the floor and making absolutely absurd, silly noises. The words that come out of his or her mouth don't belong in any language. What would be your first reaction? You would think they've gone crazy, wouldn't you? You would feel like you should call the ambulance. Maybe there's hope to save them. Now, let the camera track a little further into the room, and it reveals that they're playing with a child. It's the child that they're making the noises with. Aha, now everything makes sense. So you forget about taking the phone out of your pocket to call emergency services. Now it's normal. And in that moment, ask any parent, they will tell you, in that moment, they don't think about anything else. They are in the moment, they're enjoying life, they're enjoying the moment and not thinking about any serious stuff. The similar thing happens with dance as well. Because I have this analytical, logical kind of mind. So for me, it took a long time to get dance. Not actually dancing, but just understand dance. Actually, dancing came even later than that. Because for me, think about this. You bring this hand here, and then you bring it back. You step forward, and then you step back. Why did you step forward in the first place? Waste of energy. It seemed like there's no way to get anywhere. Because what are we doing? This seems like silly. When I have this smartwatch, so it tracks the steps. I think a lot of people have these days, and they track their activities, walking, running, all kinds of things. So when I would be dancing, this would register as steps on the device, on the watch. and it would tell me that I have taken something like 15,000 steps. That is like by midnight. After midnight, it would be even more steps because it would divide that day from there. So if you think about 15,000 steps, that's like, I think about 6 miles, 6, 7 miles. If I had been walking in a straight line, I would go 6 miles in that time. But because I was dancing, I was still in the same room. Didn't move maybe a few feet from here to there, but that's about it. So it doesn't make sense if you think sensibly, if you think with your intelligence, it doesn't make any sense. But to the dancers, it makes sense. To the dancers, it's pure joy. Because when you're dancing, you're not thinking about anything else. You are in that moment and happy. So you need a little foolishness, you need a little bit of silliness in order to enjoy life from moment to moment. Once in a while, it's good to let the intelligence rest and just enjoy. Feel the joy that is this universe. But then in the second part, Osho goes on saying that he needs a little bit of sense as well to avoid the errors. And does it seem like he's going back on his word? Actually, no. With Osho, everything is about balance. So he talks about many things and he always talks about the balance. If you have a foolishness, you also need a little bit of sense to balance that foolishness. Because extreme of anything could be really bad. Take the example, some people feel happy when they have some drink and then they feel their inhibition is lower, then they can relax, they can de-stress. But what if you drink a lot? That's damaging. That's bad for your health. That could be bad for other people as well. What if you have a drink and start driving? That could be very bad for a lot of people. So you need a little bit of sense to not go overboard with the foolishness, not make the kind of errors that would damage yourself, your life, or ruin other people's happiness. That's my take on this quotation from Osho, that you need a little bit of foolishness to enjoy life and a little bit of sense to avoid the errors. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you like my videos and would like to be updated with the new stuff that I put out. Thank you.